not interested, don't raise a hand. If you're a little interested, raise 1, and if you're really, raise 2. So the first option is learning how to be an excellent meditator to change your brain, life, perception, and ability to be present and focus. So level of interest. Let's get
What's the
really
second
quick.
one?
Yeah.
Give them some both. After we've heard the options.
Okay. I see where this is going. The second one is using
lots of choice.
Barry Schwartz. Yeah. The second one is using visualization to get in any state of being at will, genuinely and completely. But there's only time for one. So meditation. Vote.
Can I meditate on the two?
You can contemplate. Visualization. Oh, it's so close. All right, I'll go with visualization. Okay.
Did you anticipate this answer?
No. All right, close your eyes and don't open them and just be genuine and give this 100% of your attention. Try not to multitask. See a kitchen counter, see a lemon and a knife. Cut the lemon in half, see the skin break, see the fleshy part. Cut the half of the lemon in a quarter with the knife. Take it, hold it up, squeeze it in your mouth. Bite into the lemon. I see a lot of people cringing right now. Raise your hand if you're either cringing or salivating a little bit. Okay, we've got about 90% of the room. Now keep your eyes closed. Now you have that same table with the lemon. You can lower your hands. And the knife. Now pick up the knife and stab yourself in the arm right now. Now open your eyes. Now how many people felt any type of pain or aversion or, oh, that's not comfortable? Raise your hand. Like, all right. So we know, we've all heard the phrase, if you imagine something strongly enough, your brain may or may not know the difference. And this is something that isn't just cool, but it's something we can leverage. So we've heard athletes use visualization to improve their performance, whether it's on the court, like for basketball or for golf or whatever. But think about any time you have to perform anywhere. Do you visualize perfect performance? Do you visualize perfect presence and state of mind and state of being? Most of us don't. And it's like there's a lot of practices out there that there's a best practice and we don't because we forget, we're not disciplined, whatever. So I learned a technique about 6 years ago. It's the most powerful thing I've ever learned. And I learned this in 3 weeks and hours of seminars and 30 pages of notes. And I'm going to share it in about the 2.5 minutes I have left. And I'm going to say something that I've said to everybody I've shared this with. If I lost everything in the world, including my health, knowledge, possessions, and relationships, but kept one thing, it's this and the conviction that it works. So visualizing actively takes work, takes effort. Whether it's a script on a CD or something you read or whatever, to really visualize yourself in a scenario, say it's negotiating pay or negotiating a deal or asking somebody to marry you or something very intense and high stakes. You don't want to be nervous. You want to be charismatic. You want to be present. You want to be persuasive. You want to be humble. All the laundry list of ideal traits. So you could say, yeah, I'm going to visualize that really intensely, see myself doing it and perform 100% accurately. Or you're not being sympathetic and a friend needs to connect with you. You don't feel empathy. So how do you get in that really quick? So does anybody in the room do any affirmation or any type of affirmations at all? Raise your hand if you do. Okay, Okay, do you do them a lot?
I have a note on my door.
Okay.
I walk out every day.
So something that you want to keep in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh, we have one right here.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So if you want something really powerfully ingrained in you, this is a habit that once you do it a lot, you can create it at will. But this most powerful technique I've ever heard of to improve life dramatically is think of an ideal scenario. And that scenario can be any size or scale whatsoever. It could be 1 hour of a discussion, or it could be 10 years of your life, or 50 years of your life. And there are ways to really get into a mindset for this. One is write your eulogy. Like, you die now. You're dead. Like, plane crashes into this building. Or you die in 10 years, or you die in 50 years. How did your life go about? What would people say at your eulogy? Are you happy with it, or is there a lot left unfinished? And that kind of exercise can put you in a state of mind where you really think there's a certain kind of life you want to live and you want to engineer. A certain way you want to be, a certain way you want to act, certain things you want to do. So take those things and think about it and cut out all distractions and go off Wi-Fi and write a script for the ideal whatever, life, hour, whatever. Get in a really good focused state, whatever you have to do, like jumping jacks, funny movie, in the zone conversation, and record a voice note of yourself narrating the perfect hour, the perfect day, the perfect life. And listen to it with full, perfect concentration. And that kind of visualization will make you reprogram yourself at a subconscious level so you naturally see things to keep you in that state. And when you hear yourself completely engaged, completely present, it takes you away out of trying to motivate yourself when you're not really feeling it, but you know you should read something. You know, it takes you away from that and puts you into peak state, and it lets you trigger it immediately. So motivation isn't an issue. Things like that are not an issue. So personally, I use this, and I have about 15 voice notes. I rotate through them, and I have one that's 13 minutes. I do it every day, and a handful of others I do at certain scenarios. And there's nothing else. There's lots of elaboration to this, but 5 minutes are up. It's the most powerful technique I've ever had, and I encourage everyone to explore it or talk to me about it whenever, because it's awesome. Thanks.
Got a few minutes for questions?
Can you tell us what your an example?
Yeah, I'd totally be happy to. Give me a category.
Bowling.
Lifespan. Yeah, okay, sure.
Or bowling.
Bowling. Okay, in the cube, somewhere lower.
Yeah, something abstract, something tangible.
Yeah, so every day, so an example of a voice note for that would be, is every time I see anything that I could put into my body, whether it's food or beverage or supplement, I think of what's optimally the best for me and I enjoy it. I get gratification because I love it, because it enhances my performance and my health and my lifespan. And that's my first choice, and I don't recognize other things as food. And I only eat, and you could list whatever healthy stuff. And it doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be negative. So personally, I do something like that. So if I go to a bakery, I don't really register muffins or croissants or pastries. They just don't register to me as options to buy. And you could fill it with whatever. And then there's no willpower or choice or thinking. And you could rewire that type of thing for, I'm using the best types of scientific discoveries, I'm using the best practices, and I'm 100 years old. I just did my 18th triathlon in a row, and I finished in 18th place, or something cool like that.
Why is it that it should be your voice that you hear? Would it be better if you were able to record yourself and then play it back as Morgan Freeman's voice? Is it your voice that matters, or is it the message that matters? Or is it the fact that you recorded it that matters?
Yes, and yes. So there's a massive industry for this. You can buy guided visualization stuff. It's better than nothing. At the end of the day, pick what works. Give it a meritocracy test. Take something out there and do it in your own voice and do it in their voice and alternate every day. See what's more powerful. I like my voice because it's close to home and I know I created it. But half of the benefit of this is forming the message and actually stating it. So half the time I think of a concept, and instead of listening, I actually recreate one, and I'll recreate a whole new one. And that gets you in the zone way more than anything else, but it takes a lot more effort. But when you hear yourself in peak state, that makes all these neurons fire, and it brings you back into that mode of speaking and thinking, engagement. One more?
We can increase the likelihood of us actually doing this and taking time to exercise afterwards. Because I
think
the likelihood is very low.
Make it as critical as brushing your teeth. So you could look at motivational psychology and you could punish yourself, or you could reward yourself, or you could prevent yourself. But if it's as critical as brushing your teeth, or getting dressed, or not walking outside naked, or whatever, then design your life in such a way where you absolutely enforce yourself. Somebody holds you accountable, you hold yourself accountable. It's everywhere, it's on your calendar, every single day at 7 a.m. Make it impossible to not do.
So don't go to Burning Man where I don't brush my teeth and I walk outside naked.
Okay, you have glasses, right? You have to be able to see.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, then you're an exception. You're going to miserably home. For the rest of us,
If you're being your peak self at Burning Man, you don't need to.
That's a good point. Yeah, if you feel something natural, you don't need to always take the time. But I like the habit of always doing it. Yeah. Cool. Oh.
Yeah, okay, one more. It was just a quick follow-up to Alton's question. So basically, if you can brush your teeth every day, then you put a note on your toothbrush to do this. Right? And then eventually it'll be the thing you do after brushing your teeth. It actually works really well. I've had a bunch of stuff to brushing my teeth.
That's really clever.
Can you do it while you're brushing your teeth?
No, complete attention. Not while you're driving, anything else.
Yeah.
I have this tattoo on my hand that says, "Who's Sammy Jane?"
All right. Thanks very much.
Sure. I'm downloading a book to put on my phone.